to live from North Las Vegas.
Yo, those girls out of control. You're such an idiot. All right, we're cutting that piece out.
Okay, so start again.
No, we're not starting again. Just continue what we were talking about. But yeah, this fucking epidemic thing. So they even canceled fucking sports. There's no more hockey.
NHL
we were supposed to watch a hockey game today. We didn't.
No.
Postponed.
All my school got transferred to online.
Yo, that was fucking crazy. Universities are wilding out too. Like
everywhere.
They canceled high school sports too.
Definitely.
Like, dude, they're canceling. If
they had, but EDC still going on, man.
Yeah,
still for me.
How is that still surviving? It's gonna get canceled too eventually.
Coachella and Stagecoach got
they're
moved
done
until October.
I mean, they got postponed. I don't think EDC is gonna get canceled. I think they'll get postponed maybe if it doesn't like.
I feel like, dude, I heard like it wasn't gonna this whole thing was gonna affect till like the end of the year. Like everything was gonna
say goodbye to 2020. Come on, 2021.
Yeah, like I heard like the market was gonna fall down a little bit because like of all this shit. Like it's going up. Like the houses went down in value too now. Like the entrance rate, like that you pay on the houses, like dropped like crazy because no one's really trying to go out spend money. Like
everything's canceling besides the hotels.
Yeah, Vegas strives in the hotel.
Yeah, they want to close everything down.
Let me tell you, the day the strip closes down 100%, you might want to start looking for shelter somewhere else. Because literally, like the strip never closes.
That's the last thing.
It's open 24/7. Like if that shit shuts down, we're done. Like I'm going to somewhere else. I don't know.
I want to know where would you go though? Where would you go if you had?
If I had to choose somewhere to go, if shit really went south and I had to go somewhere, I only have family in Mexico, but Mexico's fucked up right now too. But if you gave me the cartel over the disease, I'll cop the disease.
Because you probably get over it, to be honest.
Yeah, you might live through that. You fucking cartel catches you, you ain't living. Like
I'll go to the mountains, go find a cave.
What the hell's a nut?
You might need that toilet paper.
What do you?
I'll take the toilet paper and the water.
Yo, Casey said you need some toilet paper. Like that. At that point, I'm using leaves.
I was gonna say we back to the old days where we
have you guys ever shit? Have you ever shit in the wilderness?
Yeah, I did when we went camping in Big Bear.
That was
like 3. I think
you were with us too.
Back in 2016, when we went to Big Bear and we went on that camping trip with everybody. I literally woke up the next day and I was like, dude, like I have to take a shit. And there was the bathroom was filled with bees everywhere. And
I remember that in the toilet.
I was like, oh, I'm not going in there. So yeah, I went up there and fucking. Shit.
I would not.
So yeah, when we went to fucking Big Bear, that's the first time I camped. Like I don't really like camping. I don't like hiking. I'm not really an outdoorsy fucking person. So there was a bathroom where we were camped at, except there was a shit ton of bees. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was hella fucking bees, and then yeah, dude, like no one was using that bathroom, so we were like just walking off and. I remember we were like on a little like hill and people would go over the hill and go and take a shit. And I was like, yo, it was the second day. I was like, yo, I have to shit so bad. I don't want to use this bathroom to get my ass stung. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, fuck. So I asked you, I was like, yo, like, is there another bathroom? You're like, no, like, there's one for the camp and that's it. I'm like, fuck me. I'm really going to have to shit out here. Like, so I was like, what? Do you guys give me like baby wipes?
Here, take these right over there.
I felt so scared. Like, I didn't know. I was literally taking a shit and I'm like, just looking around like, is someone going to come up on me? Is like something going to bite me in the dick? Like, everything was just.
Going to come and fucking fuck you up.
That was.
Imagine with your pants down and you see a bear fucking running.
What's the worst death you can think about?
The worst death?
If you just said if you're taking a shit and you get mauled by a bear. Yeah, that's a shitty, literally a shitty way to go.
Yeah, that would be a shitty way to go. I'm over trying to take a peaceful shit and you get fucking bear.
Bear comes and interrupts it.
Like me.
Oh shit! No, that's wild.
No.
Yeah, that was the worst shit ever. I'm like,
I wouldn't be able.
I didn't know what to. I had to make a hole for my shit.
Cover it up. You would not make a hole. I didn't make no hole.
Oh, you're nasty. You're supposed to make a hole.
Cover it up, but I didn't make a hole.
You're supposed to make a hole.
Oh, I've not Wilderness 101. Girl Scout, never been in it. Don't know. Went camping because I thought it was fun.
Speaking of Girl Scouts, you guys used to cheerlead when you guys were in high school. Is that how you guys met?
Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
How long ago did you guys meet?
2008?
Yeah, 2008 was when we first met. We were freshmen in high school.
Like, yeah. Did you guys do like Bring It On shit? Like, you guys go compete, and there was like a rival school or what?
We competed, but it wasn't like Bring It On, like the movie.
Did you guys have like a hardcore rival where you guys were like, we can't let these bitches out cheer us?
I don't think
No,
so.
not really.
No, not at all.
No, you guys were all chill with all like oh, okay.
Because it's not like the Bring It On. Like it's not like Bring It On. I don't know. Like people think of cheerleading like it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to your school and like, let's go, let's have a cheer off. Like maybe other schools have that, but we didn't.
Did you guys consider yourself? Do you guys consider cheerleading a sport? You guys are cheerleaders.
Yes.
Is it really a sport?
Yeah, there were so many times where I've gotten hurt because I was back spot. Casey was flyer.
Yeah, explain the positions. What do you, obviously, for those people that don't cheerlead, I didn't fucking cheerlead. My brother did, so he knows what the fuck we're talking about. He would have been a great segment to this actual fucking podcast. But explain the positions you guys have or responsibilities in these positions, because I don't understand shit. I just see people flopping and flying and flipping
throwing people.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
There's several positions, but like the main positions are you have two bases, which is like there's people that like are holding the flyer up,
and the flyer
is the one that like
gets tossed
up in the air,
and shit.
Gets tossed, and then you have a back spot, which is like the person in the back.
How do you guys choose? How do you choose a flyer?
Mainly like what the flyer is like the littlest one, the tiniest like one that like tiny. Yeah.
You were a flyer?
Well,
I was a flyer.
Got my ass short and she's tiny, so yeah, she used to get her thrown up in the air and stuff like that.
How was that?
But it was so I got braces the end of my junior year going into senior year.
Oh no, okay.
And senior year, that's when we went to this cheer place, VCA.
Okay.
To get coached. And they did all these things. And I remember one time, because I had braces, they'd throw me up, and if I landed like this, anything hit my
split
my
your shit.
One time my lip was stuck to my braces. I'm like, oh,
I've been there.
I need help.
I've been there with soccer. With soccer, ball coming at your face and hits, your shit's just bleeding like crazy. I got hit a couple times. That shit was elbowed. Worst shit ever.
Yeah, and then you're doing it, and they're like, okay, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, do it again. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
So that's why, like, I think that's cheerleading as a sport. Like, you literally, like, people don't see it as a sport, but you put a lot of hard work into it. Like, stunting is, like, hard work.
Like you stunt like a ball and shit? Like
no, like throwing people up in the air and like doing like different like air tricks and stuff like that, and like doing like baskets.
What was your responsibility out of all that?
So my responsibility, I was back spot. So I was pretty much like I was like the back support for the flyer, like holding, like whenever they like fly in the air, like I was mainly
you're catching her.
Would be like the main catcher,
and they get
you're tall,
like crazy
because you're tall as shit.
Yeah.
Did you ever get fucked up where they landed on you wrong?
Oh yeah, there is like times where like she fell on my like chest, and like I would like
air gone.
Yeah, air gone, bruised chest, like everything. Yeah.
And what would fall on you, like the head or the or just fucking anything?
Honestly,
oh
anything.
shit!
Like, or like if they were turning and like they kind of like opened their arms, like slap in the face, like just
random shit
that you would get hurt. And even like the flyers would get hurt too. Like there was times where like either the back spot or the bases wouldn't like, you know, catch the flyer, and the flyer would fall to the floor, like, and you're falling from like up high up. You're that like you get hurt. You know?
There's some memes and like videos of women busting their shit. Whew, man, they fall hard, like hard as shit. Did you guys have to go to like not cheerleading, like gymnastics for all this shit, or you guys just said I'm gonna just be a cheerleader? Or you guys never did any like gymnastics or anything previous to that?
I didn't have to.
So how the hell you learn how to fly? Because they be tossing, these bitches be like turning or fucking spinning out of control and shit, and then coming back down. Like, how'd you learn that?
They just kind of tell you what to do with your body. It's all about like keeping your abs tight and just kind of like staying like this, I guess, keeping this kind of position. But to learn. It's scary. I remember
that made no sense.
Like they have to stay like tight. Like
that was the most simplest shit. You just gotta stay abs tight and like this and fly. Yeah, and I'm like, no, I can do that right now, and I believe you. I will bust my ever fucking loving shit on the ground.
Because if your abs are tight, your body is just up. I guess
that makes no sense.
You have to like pretty much like tighten your body, and like you're pretty much taking away your weight away from like the people below you.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now, when you said tighten your body, so in soccer you do that shit too. When you go up for a header in the air, they always tell you like tighten your body, and that means like literally like come up close. So if you get bumped, you don't get kind of knocked down, kind of shit. You know, you don't get like hit and like, oh fuck, they fucked this fool up. So that's what you mean by like just tightening up. Do you have to flop out your hands or bring them in? There's sometimes you just flop out your hands.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but you like for the most time you just have them like by your sides like this, and when you turn, it's like you lift up, but you turn like that. I don't know.
So you lift up and like pretty much stay tight.
We're about to do some cheerleading after this out in the grass. I want to fly.
Yeah, we're about to come out with this.
Yes, definitely. We're trying to do it like cheer union, you know, like get everybody together.
Oh, Alexis and Allison were cheerleaders, right?
Yes.
We'll bring them on the podcast next time. We'll bring them on the podcast next time. I'll have the whole cheer squad in here and shit.
We'll do a cheer.
I have Bring It On in here and shit.
Yeah, we could do a whole.
So what were their responsibilities? What were they doing?
Allison was the flyer as well, and Alexis was the base. So pretty much, we could do
same positions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We gotta record some of this cheerleading shit. Can you guys do backflips and somersaults and all that shit?
Yeah, I'm not a crazy backflipper.
Yeah, no. Like
backflipper.
We kind of like were minimal tumblers, but like we learned.
Dude, my brother, that boy can fucking tumble. He was a cheerleader too.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but I would never let him spot me. He lets people fall on their necks.
Yo.
Oh my god.
So I asked Brian, I'm like, dude, what the? Like, at first I was like, I never thought cheerleading was like, oh my god, there's a guy gay. You know, automatically people are like, oh, that's a gay guy. Because that's what happens in Bring It On. The two guys are like, you know, part of the movie, they're all gay and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, like, that's cool that he's doing like, because even before that, he used to like backflip and he knew how to do all this shit on his own. Like, Brian's like our son. He's like a fucking daredevil. He just does shit and he ain't scared, like, you know? But yeah, so he started cheerleading and shit. And I went to go see him one time at a high school game. It was a football game. He was cheering. And this fool was just fucking shoom, 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 shoom. Dude, wild. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, dude, this kid does some crazy shit, right? And I was like, yo, like, I didn't know you did that in cheerleading. He's like, yeah, I learned it in here. I didn't know how to do all that shit. They teach you on these bouncy mats and shit. Like, you know, so that's tight. I'm like, but why'd you really get into it? He said, yo, these white girls, he said, these bitches just, wow. And he said, I grab so much ass every day, it's out of control. And I was like,
of course he did.
I was like, I was obviously in the wrong sport. I was out here running around like an idiot chasing a ball.
I feel like there's a lot more guys that are getting more into like cheerleading, not for like.
No, it's for the ass.
For the girls, but
believe me, it's for the ass grabbing.
But I feel like even with us,
you're grabbing ass.
We had guys that were like football players that would help us stunt during like off season. Like, and a lot of people enjoy it. Like they don't really see like how fun it is until like they're out there actually doing it and like throwing the girl up in the air and just, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to go from stunning with girls and then to guys because it's just like it's so powerful that they literally they just go.
They toss you up. Yeah.
It's low-key scary. You go so high.
That's crazy.
So you played soccer?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was me fucking. But I was just like, damn, I chose the wrong fucking sport. Like, Brian's over here. This was, again, like, fucking 10 years back. I was like, this motherfucker's out here grabbing ass. I'm over here chasing a fucking ball in the heat. Like, I chose the wrong fucking sport. I'm chasing balls. Brian's chasing ass. I'm like, I chose the wrong sport, obviously. Like, man, I did soccer for a long ass time. And, like, I've always said, like, I wouldn't want, if my son's good at soccer, cool, whatever. But I wouldn't want him to, like, chase that route of sports. Like, I want to be involved in like something else.
I think.
You know what I'm saying? Like
for me, I think soccer is like boring to watch.
I don't even watch fucking soccer, and I played it. Like it gets boring after a while. You know, like there's nothing going on. The ball's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and eventually someone might score. You know, hockey's kind of the same thing, but hockey doesn't stop. Hockey's constant. They start fighting. They're hitting each other, and like you know what I'm saying, like. Yeah. soccer's a lot of flopping and shit. And you're like, dude, like, okay, you're fucking acting at this point. Like, get your ass up, you know? So, yeah, like, it's not that interesting of a sport to watch. I'd want him to get into baseball, and baseball was fucking boring as shit to me at some point. I'm like, what the fuck? There's 3 people on TV the whole fucking game. Like, no one else gets seen. Pitcher, catcher, and batter.
Yeah, but I feel like with baseball, everyone gets like a turn. Like, you know, like
Baseball's boring to watch too.
But not when you're live.
Yeah,
when you're live, we've gone to Wrigley Field plenty of times, and dude, I remember only one game out of like 5 we've gone because I've been so shit faced the other times. Like the last time we went,
go Cubbies.
Yeah, go Cubs. Fuck, they canceled the fucking MLB and they just started too. Dude, I'm telling you, like this virus shit is getting out of control. But yeah, being live at a game is way fucking different, completely different. The last time I went, it was so different. I threw up the whole way home.
Oh my god, yeah, I was 3 months pregnant, and I went down there. We ended up taking the L train.
That's the day we made our baby announcement. Yeah, like to public. I put on Instagram and shit.
The L train all the way downtown to downtown Chicago's game.
There's a 45-minute L train ride, by the way, and Eric, a walk.
We like met a guy that like we worked with out there, and Eric went and like his friend like owned a bar down there, so like they were just like drinking. Eric got shit faced, dude. He was like taking shots and shots and shots. And I was like, okay.
I mixed.
I'm over here sober as fuck.
I still remember. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah, we were just sitting down at the bar.
It was terrible.
Just taking shots. I was like, all right.
I wasn't
trying to take the shots for you too.
So
you couldn't. He was just doubling up.
So yeah, the game ends. We're taking pictures, and our friend that used to work with, his name is Nate. Shout out to Nate. He was like, yo, my homie works like a block over, and it's in like Wrigleyville, and this is like downtown Fremont. Bars just left and right, left and right, left and right. So everyone after the game ends and they win, that street gets fucking flooded. They close the streets off. They close blocks off for this shit, right? So we go to this bar. I'm already fucking 4 Stellas in, big boys. So we fucking take off to this bar, and we get there, and you know, our friends say hi to each other, and then they introduce us to you and me. And automatically, there's this girl, like, promoting a fireball. So, obviously...
You messed up when you went to fireball.
Right away. She's like, shots? And my friend's like, yeah, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, fuck. I'm already drunk and shit, just taking shots. And then he comes over, he's like, what do you got? The bartender, he was a bartender, the owner. He's like, what are you guys drinking? And I'm like, oh, like, let me I'll drink a Stella. This dude gave me a fucking Stella like this tall. Or that's what it seemed like, because it was so much beer. I was like, I should not be drinking this. Like, I'm already lit. Brings over just 2 shots of fucking...
tequila. Giant ass ones, dude.
Big boys. Like, triple shotters. Yeah. Triple shotters. Yeah. For free. Because they...
you lit.
Dude, took this shot, drank my fucking beer, and then he's like, you want another? I'm like, I'm good. I was at an 8 at this point. I was messed up. I was at an 8. So... we're like, let's go. We got to drive back, blah, blah, right? So we're like, all right. So we take this fucking train. The second we hit the train, it starts doing this. You know, it's right on the tracks. It's just bumping.
I'm like looking at Eric.
It's so
hella sick. Like his face was like
pale.
All turning. Like, yeah, it was like all pale. And I was like turning to him. I'm like, are you okay?
And the reason I was standing.
Just turning.
We were standing for hours at least because she was pregnant. So there was a scene. I got it real quick. I was standing by the doors, just holding on to this shit, bouncing up and down for like 20 minutes. Because then it finally got empty enough that I could sit down myself. Because it was so fucking packed after the game. Everyone's on the fucking, L train. By this point, my shit was twisted, turned up already. So I sit down, and Dolly's like, babe, you good? And I'm like, She's like,
I gotta get out.
I was like, and we were coming up on the stop, and you know that feeling when you know you're gonna fucking puke. Your mouth just gets fucked, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, I gotta get out. And she's like, well, I'm like, get up, let's go. Mind you, she's pregnant, so I'm like dragging her off the fucking train, and immediately just run to the trash can and fucking. Just
all over his jersey, all over his Cubs jersey.
So bad. There's people just walking by in the train, like obviously you see someone throwing up.
You can't like turn around. He's like, get away.
Draw too much attention to me right now.
He's like, please just stop. I'm like, all right.
So much throw up. It was so bad. And then so finally we get back on the next fucking train. Because we're still not at our
so you
car.
guys stopped.
We got off
we did. So
halfway.
in Chicago, like my sister lives like 2 hours away from downtown Chicago. So
no, not 2 hours. Like an hour
and a half.
An hour with traffic.
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so she lives really far from downtown, and we had to park. There's like these like parking lots next to the trains where you can park and then hop on the train to go downtown. Mm-hmm. So that's what we did. So we parked at one of those, and we had to take the train all the way downtown, and then we were taking the train all the way back to get to our car, and then we decided to drive to my sister. So finally, we get to our car. I'm over here driving. Mind you, the rental car that we got was a huge ass fucking
1500 Ram.
Okay, right.
It was a Ram Dodge. Huge old truck.
A huge ass truck. Okay, and I'm over here.
Really gotta hop into that.
Yeah, and I'm over here like, fuck, like I gotta drive this thing. Like, first of all, I've never even driven a truck before ever in my life, so I'm like, okay, I have to drive this because he's fucked up. He can't drive.
Definitely
so I'm
not.
over here on the freeway driving home. Eric is literally with the window down, throwing up. At the outside of the car, just like I'm all the way in like the far left lane, so there's like cars on the other lane, and Eric's like throwing up like
it was so bad.
Going, like, and everyone's
like, if I wasn't an Uber, they would have charged your ass for
dude,
that.
There was a point where I was throwing up, and I could like look up as I was like puking, like as I would stop, I'd look up, and there'd be people next to me like driving, bro, like, and they were like what the?
There's splatter getting on their windshield.
So much shit flying back. So much. It was terrible.
Yeah, and he literally was like,
I was dying.
The whole entire day.
Night.
I was like, all right, well, this is the cool day.
Dolly ordered pizza, sausage pizza. I smelled the sausage and went to the bathroom and threw up. Dude, it was that bad. I got so messed up. I'm like, never again am I drinking this crazy in Chicago. Like,
I don't know what happened to him.
Chicago gets the best of me. And then the next day, it was your niece's birthday, and there was a whole party going on. And Jason, shout out to Jason, love you.
Jason.
He's like, "Are we drinking?" I'm like, "Mm-mm." He's like, so he told them the whole fucking story, and he's like, "Quit being a bitch. Have a beer with me. I don't have any guys that have a beer with me." I'm like, "I'll have a beer, son." I was not in the mood to have no fucking beer. I was so hungover. It was the worst.
I've never seen Eric that drunk, and I hope I don't see you that drunk again.
I've seen you guys drunk plenty of times.
Yeah.
You guys are the worst. You guys are like kids. You guys are like kids.
We are the best when we get drunk. I think we just like to have fun. That's it. Like,
to what point is fun like not fun anymore when you're drunk?
I think lately, fun to like when it's not fun anymore is when I black out.
And
I've been blacking out lately, like literally, like I'll have a couple of drinks and like I'll black out and like fuck, like what, like I don't even remember getting home. Like,
I feel like the older you get, and the more you drink, your brain just shrinks or some shit because you literally
so bad for your brain.
You literally like black out so easily. Like I haven't blacked out. I always remember how I got home, when I got home, who I was home with, like who came with me along as everyone's in the Uber and like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever be like, I don't know, I got home last night.
See, but
like,
it's still fun even if you do black. Like, you're in the moment, you're having fun, but then the next time you wake up, you're like, damn, what the fuck happened last night? That's the worst.
Yeah.
Nah, the worst is when they tell you what you did, and you're like, I did that?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, I don't know.
That wasn't me. Are you sure that was me?
That wasn't me, that was Patricia.
Yeah.
That was the alter ego.
Definitely.
Sorry to see her.
I literally, like, lately I've been blacking out, and I feel like once you're susceptible to blacking out, you do it all the time, and it's like, it's kind of scary to a sense, because it's like, you're awake and like, you're like, oh, people, you're doing shit, and they're like, oh, you're here.
Yeah, you're
really
making decisions, but you don't understand what you're doing.
No.
But I don't get hungover. That's the thing. I can drink a lot and not throw up.
Lately, I've been getting
hungover. When's the last time you guys were hungover? You were hungover like last week. Yeah, you were hungover. When were you hungover?
I couldn't even tell you.
Really?
Wow. I don't get hungover.
The last time I was hungover really bad, excuse me, was my mom's wedding. Remember that? So we went to Encore Beach Club with my cousin. She came out from LA. Shout out Jackie.
Oh, I think
you were with us.
I was with you guys.
Yeah.
And I think I was pregnant, but I didn't
know. We didn't know. We didn't know.
No, but I was pregnant at that time.
It was around that time because my mom's wedding was May 18th. right?
Yeah.
And June 28th. No, a little bit, a week before your birthday, you told me you were pregnant. So around that weekend or days, it happened, right? But we went to Encore Beach Club with my cousin, and we got really messed up, all of us. And we went back to my condos, my old condo. And the next morning, my whole family stayed with me. Her parents, like everyone stayed with me, and we come home like destroyed, shit faced. And her parents know that we drink, but they don't really know that she drinks to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like more on like the quiet side. She'll have a drink and hang out. But being the influencers that we fucking are as a group,
let's take a shot.
Shot, have another drink, have another shot, another shot. We were messed up before we got to the damn place. We were drinking in the Uber.
Was like falling, going up to like your condo stairs.
Yep, stumbling hard. And then she was like trash too, so I had to like sneak her into the room where she was with her parents, which was my second empty room. And her dad wakes up and he's like, Jackie, like, are you okay? You know, and I'm like, oh yeah, she's good. She just fell. I'm like, dude, what do I say? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
she's trash.
She's messed up, sir. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I laid her down. And the next morning, they were all getting ready. It was in the morning, the day of the wedding of my mom, like my mom's wedding. And I'm just in the toilet, just fucking puking my face out for the longest time. And I was like, I might not make it to this wedding. I was so worried. That was the last time I was at hungover. I'm like, I need to control what the hell I'm doing. Because that shit was out of control.
Late.
My brother showed up late. Stupid idiot.
I wasn't drinking. Wait.
You had the shingles that time, remember?
I wasn't drinking that day.
Which is an old person's disease. How the fuck did that happen?
I ended up getting the shingles.
You got that Benjamin Button.
I know. I always have like things that happen to like
old people.
Happen to me. I'm like, all right, I'm out. But
you better watch out for the girls.
I got the shingles. Like at first I thought it was a heat rash. So this is when I worked out at the pool, and I'd be wearing obviously a swimsuit, and it started off as like it looked kind of like
sweat bumps.
Yeah, like a heat rash. It kind of looked like a heat rash, but then it started getting worse and worse, and like not, I guess we can say growing.
It will start spreading. Yeah, don't grow.
It's growing. She has like sticking out of her leg like this.
It was spreading like all over my leg, and like it was just like these huge old like nasty blisters, and
I remember
that hurt really, really, really bad. And then at this time, I didn't have insurance, so I had to like go to I was like, first of all,
she was avoiding.
I was avoiding going to the doctor because I was like, dude, I don't have insurance. Like, I'm gonna have to pay out of pocket, like all this stuff. And then Eric was like, no, you need to go to the doctor. So we went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, oh, like right when I like pulled down my pants to show him my leg, he's like, have you ever had chicken pox? And I'm like, I think when I was like younger, like I probably had chicken pox. I don't know, something I don't really remember. And he's like, you have shingles. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, what the fuck is shingles? Like, I don't know what the fuck shingles is. Like, sounds fucking intense.
Like your leg's gonna fall off. I got my what? I got the what? I got the shingles.
And then he was like, shingles. He's like, it's like a kind of like chicken pox, but adult chicken pox. And he's like, and it's very contagious. And at this point, I'm like over here freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, like this is contagious. Like I've been sleeping with Eric. Like
she slept on the couch for like 4 days.
I didn't want to like be around anybody because like I was like scared to spread it to somebody.
She'd wear the same pajamas and she'd like wash them. She had to constantly like wash them. When she went to the restroom, she had to like Clorox wipes, like all dude, like the coronavirus type of shit.
Kind of like it. Literally, I was like on quarantine at the house for like 2 weeks. Like I couldn't leave. Like it hurt so bad to walk. Like my whole entire leg was like it was a blister, like pretty much like a huge giant blister like on my leg. Very contagious. But I was just at home for 2 weeks and I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. But I got antibiotics. I was on antibiotics for like 2 weeks. And then after that, I got pregnant.
Can someone
if you want to get pregnant, catch the shingles, homies.
Catch the shingles.
Say if I never had chicken pox and you had shingles, would I get chicken pox from that?
So yeah. So like Vanessa, like my old roommate, like she's never had chicken pox. So I didn't want to like go home to her because if like I would have like touched her or anything. She's never had chickenpox before, and she could have caught it.
She would have caught that.
And adult chickenpox is like really
Way
bad.
worse.
Like you can like pretty much die from getting, like, if you're an adult and you get chickenpox, you can die from it. So yeah, but if you have, they said that if you've had chickenpox before, the shingles aren't contagious. Like it doesn't like spread to you like that. But
my parents made us get chickenpox. A kid across the street had chickenpox, and my parents were like, "All right, we're gonna send both of our girls over to play with him so they can get chickenpox."
What the fuck?
Because they knew that eventually we were gonna have to get it, and so like, you know what? Let's just get it out of the way.
That
we
makes
were
sense.
young, but I remember taking those
chamomile lotion baths.
The baths, yes, the chamomile
With oatmeal
baths,
or all that.
The oatmeal, and then like you like look like you have a freaking disease.
Yo, I got.
do have a real disease.
I was 3 years old the day I caught chickenpox. My sister was born 2 days later. She had chickenpox, and I was and my mom caught him, and I caught him.
Oh, so you guys
All from my sister.
At the same time?
All of us were fucked.
Oh my gosh!
A newborn, a 3-year-old, and a pregnant, or just
and it's so
or after birth
painful,
woman.
too. It's so painful.
No,
I don't remember.
I just remember
So
it itching. That's all I remember.
That's
And
what I'm
my
saying,
mom was like, "No, you
annoying.
can't." So it's
just pat your ass.
I feel like you're on crack.
It was still there. Well, on that note, I'm about to get into these sponsors real quick. Give me a second. All right. So, as we know, sponsors, we got 2 of them. First one, Foodie Fit. Summer's coming up. If we're allowed to be outside from this fucking virus, y'all need to get into shape. We got meals for you. They got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Special lean cut meals if you're trying to bulk up for the summer, guys. I know you're trying to look good out there, so you got the bulk food. Check it out. Honestly, great company to be getting food from. Honestly, if you're on the go, that's a place to be. So you get a promo code. Promo code is Vegas Kingdom 10. Use that, you get 10% off your final purchase. And then you think that you're done eating, but then we got them desserts from Buff Cakes, Las Vegas, and all their all the donuts are made out of protein style donuts. So
I was looking at their donuts. Their donuts look so good.
Dude,
I was like, oh my god.
They got 3 of them.
The one with the fruity pebble on the top. I'm like, oh.
That's a cereal.
That's where I'm gonna start getting my protein from.
That's a cereal top donut, and then they got 3 more. So then they got the birthday cake, double chocolate, and the toasted coconut. You like coconut? Dude, and they're all made out of protein, so you know the most they have is 120 calories, and that's the birthday cake one. So everything else is super and you're eating donuts, so you don't have to cut any type of food or anything from your diet. You can still enjoy a donut, and instead of gaining weight, you gain gains, baby. So gain gains. So so the promo code for that is VK10. Again, the first promo for Foodie Fit was Vegas Kingdom 10. You get 10% off. And Buff Cakes Las Vegas, same thing, 10% off when you use the promo code VK10. Check them out.
Check it out.
All right, Dolly. So before we go, we always do the 7 minutes in the hot seat. And this time Dolly set up some questions. I haven't seen them, so I don't know what she's going to ask us. So don't judge me on these.
You got a little pushback from your questions, huh?
Some people were like, yo, your question's wildin'. I said, it's a grown ass podcast, so yes, they're grown questions.
So 7 questions for you guys. So are you guys ready for these 7 questions in the hot?
Who's starting?
I don't
Who's starting?
know.
I'm gonna go with Casey first.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna be next. All right, Casey. So my first question is, would you rather walk in on your parents fucking, or have your parents walk in on you fucking?
I think I would rather them walk in on me. They're gonna close the door so quick.
Hey, what would you do though if you caught your parents having sex? Well, you do the same thing.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Lock the door.
How do you come back from that?
Yeah.
Either way, if they catch you or if you catch them, that's an awkward at least couple of weeks of like, oh my god.
Do you guys remember that the Kevin Hart it wasn't the documentary, but the stand up where he was like, when your kid's walking, you have to fake it.
Yeah, you have to like fake it because they're like, oh, we just
He said,
we're practicing football.
He said, hike. Yeah, that shit was funny. No, low key.
I was trying to play that shit off.
Like, you asleep? Okay. Y'all so dumb. I would, I've had my mom walk in on me while I had sex. Kind of weird. She knew what was happening. She acted like she did it. But she gave me that stare down like,
I see what you doing over there.
I see what you're doing, boy. Keep it in your pants. Who the fuck is this hoe?
It's so awkward either way. Like, I feel like your parents would have like that picture in like their head, like I just caught.
I think it's worse when you catch a daughter than when you catch a son, because the son's like, dude, put your dick away. You know, what do you say to a girl? First of all, you catch your daughter, you're like, who the fuck is this motherfucker in my house? From a dad point.
Definitely.
From a mom point, you're just like, ah! You just close the door. You're like, oh my god, my daughter's in there getting destroyed. Let's just don't want to talk about it. Act like this ain't happened. So, as a guy, that's what I'm saying. Even if I walked in on Emmett having sex, I'd be like, hey.
You would not say that to him when
I'd be like,
he's
hey,
fucking some girl.
Do you have a condom on? Been there, done that.
Hey, Emil, you
go get his son.
Hey. No, I wouldn't cheer him on.
As long as you put God on the condom, you better beat that shit up. Boy.
Speaking of cheering on, do you guys still remember a cheer from your guys' high school? Look at you guys do. Spill one right now. Spill it right now. No, I know you guys remember a cheer.
Yeah, you have to wait till you have the whole entire
team. I want to hear at least one. Obviously, you guys have like 30 fucking routines, so you can spill a short one.
Oh my god.
Let's go. I know. Get together and
this one.
They don't even gotta talk about it. They just say, "Hey, you know, hey, remember this one? Ah, yeah, we're hitting that one real quick." All right, 3, 2.
Wait, we really have to do this. Wait, we really have to do this. We really have to do this.
Yeah, right now. A 3, a 2, a 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's so ugly.
Yeah, you can't just put us on the spot like that.
Was that your guys' mascot? A shield? A shield?
Yeah, desert shields.
Was there someone carrying a shield? There was literally a fucking shield.
It was an eagle.
Okay. Pause. What?
An eagle.
Yeah.
Was carrying a fucking shield?
No, he just had a shield.
He had just a shield on like his shirt because like the shield.
So you guys were the Eagles?
No, we were the desert shields.
It was a bald eagle because bald eagle is the mascot.
Yeah, that's just a stupid. Let's just put a stupid mascot.
So the shield.
Yeah.
We were the desert shields, and the shield had a bald eagle in the middle of it. So our mascot was a bald eagle, and it had like a shield on
Stupidest mascot. Next question.
Whatever.
That was what? I thought it was like the warrior, like, oh shit. That's fire.
All right. Obviously, there's a lot of popular things that are like trending all around the world. What is something that is popular now around the world that annoys you guys?
All these girls traveling on Instagram and making it seem like they're somewhere else every day.
Okay. So like, could you say social media for that?
Social media.
Like, are you saying like influencers?
We get it. You guys, big, obviously respect because they did big fucking things and they're like the leaders of the fucking internet. You can say it, but like some of these pictures are like from like God knows when. I could have gone to fucking Miami yesterday and posted a picture to be like, yo, in Miami. Maybe they're not in Miami. You follow these people's lives through pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like annoying. It's like, okay, what are you really fucking doing all day? Like, you're not obviously just snapping pictures of yourself in different cities. Who's paying for all this shit for you to travel bounce?
They are.
How though? I mean, they probably have sponsors and bullshit because all these people do have like sponsors. Same thing, they do get sponsored by. I don't know, God the fuck knows. But that's just like, okay, can you post a different picture besides you like on the beach in the thong? Like, I get it. Seen your ass like 20 times. Can you show me something else? I don't fucking know. Like, just show me something different, a different lifestyle than just you traveling. Like, we get it. You're traveling all the time.
That's interesting. What about you, Casey?
I would say it's just the way that social media is kind of blown up. I feel like it causes more problems than it doesn't, and everyone has a certain image on, hey, you have to look like this person, or this person's so fine, so you need to look like this person to be like more. And I think that all of that it's taken away from the genuinity in people.
No,
like
I
reality.
think
Or
that's what I
people's
that's what I think
reality.
too. Like
Yeah.
mine is mainly like you have like all these different people and like they're like, oh well, I don't like my body, I'm gonna change my body kind of in a way.
And they're getting surgery and plastic surgery.
Yeah,
and
and
all
then
this
you're
other
like
stuff.
you're famous for not really you. You're famous for just your
how you
body
look.
or
Yeah.
how you look,
Your looks.
or your like things like that.
Do you think that's like a thing that will continue into the next generation? Like your looks will be more needed than what you know?
I think it's going to continue. I think
like if you look good, it doesn't matter. You might not know how to make a fucking beer, but you look good, so we're going to teach you. Compared to like, well, this guy's not as good looking, and he's been making beer, but we kind of want this person. You think it'll lead towards that?
It could. I mean, when you think about retail jobs, they obviously it's image.
Is it more of a looks? You think that's how? Yeah, is that how the world's working? Okay. Yeah, hey, the world does work in fucked up ways.
Say if you go into a restaurant and you have a server that isn't as good looking as a server you had the day before, you're more likely, I think, to give them more of the benefit of the doubt or tip higher or.
And that's true. How fucked up is that? You have an okay waiter, or you have a waiter that's great. And, you know, you're like, all right, I'm going to leave this for $20. But you have a waiter that's great and looks good. You're like, I'm going to leave you $25-$30. How fucked up is that? That's not just me, you. That's literally fucking anyone and everyone.
I feel like that's everywhere. I feel like looks now, especially like here living in like Vegas, like. You know,
Vegas is all about looks.
It's all about like looks, like especially when it comes to like, you know, working at the pools and like doing things like that. Like the job title is model server for a reason. Because
they want you to look a certain type of way.
Yeah, you have to look a certain way. That's just the pools here, though.
Yeah,
and we've been in that industry plenty of times, so we know how it works. Yeah, to some extent.
Alrighty, so on to my third question.
All right.
Do you guys think double texting is annoying?
Double what?
Double texting.
What is that?
Like,
explain that.
Like when people text you.
Okay.
And then like, let's say you text back and then they text you again.
Depends.
What? Yeah. What's the text? Is it like an angry text or a happy text? Because it can be like, "Hey, babe, love you," and you're like, "Okay, that's cool."
No, but that's not counted as double text.
Oh,
it's like
if
text,
it's like,
and then when you get that new timestamp up there, it's a timestamp, text, timestamp.
Oh, like you've been waiting like 6 hours later to fucking reply, but you hit them twice in those 6 hours, or what?
I'm a bad texter, so I guess I can't get mad at the double texting because I just don't respond.
I get those here and there. If I
don't want to talk to that person,
then double texting, like they'll be like texting me like, "Hello, good morning."
See, that's
like you don't text them like all day.
That's some petty shit, though.
Again, like the next day, be like, "Hello, good morning."
That's some petty shit. But I feel like,
but maybe you woke up on the other side of the bed the next one and be like, "Hey, how are you?"
I feel like you do that shit when you're single, though, or like between like relationships or friendships or whatever the fuck you call it. When you're married, even if the only way you're gonna double text me is if you're fucking angry at something. Let's be real. If you're like, you didn't do the fucking dishes, and I'm like, yeah, she don't talk about it. It's just an example. And I'm like, I'm not texting back. Fuck this. And then you hit me like 2 hours later, like, oh, you're not gonna text back, which you've done when we were
just talking, dating, and like he wasn't texting me back, and I knew that he had his phone. So I'm like, oh, so
that's what I'm saying. That's I
know damn well you saw that. I come across your screen.
I used to ignore so many text messages back in the day when I was angry or in trouble. Usually, I was more in trouble. Before I met you, I was more in trouble because of the dumb shit that I was doing. So it'd be like, oh, you ain't gonna text me. I can probably count like maybe 30 times a female texted me, oh, you're not going to text back? And I'm like, nope, because I know it's gonna be a fight.
Because where do we go to from here?
I'm not trying to fight.
Bad.
I hate fighting. I hate fighting.
He's like, dun, dun, dun.
I hate fighting.
Avoid this by not texting back. I saw the text message. Dude, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't. Be like, oh, I meant to text you back.
I thought I pressed send. I'm so sorry. It was waiting right here. I just something else came up.
How many guys have you guys ghosted?
There's a few. I feel like
you've ghosted more.
Not that many.
But you've ghosted people.
Yeah.
So when I got into those situations, I would ghost people. Like they were like, "Oh, I saw your fucking like back in the day it was like MySpace or whatever the fuck we used to use, or Facebook I guess was like a big one back in the day. I mean it's still big, but when it was coming up is when I was growing up and using like social media and shit, right? So it'd be like, "Oh, you were like with blank blank blank," and I was like, "I'm caught up." So ghost.
He said, "Oh shit, she caught me."
Yo, low key, I would go. I ghosted so many females. It was worse. If I ghosted you, I'm so sorry.
He really ain't though.
My apologies.
He almost ghosted me.
I almost ghosted Dolly.
You're like, bro, you missing out on this. You better not. You meant to text back, right?
I was close to ghosting Dolly a couple of times. I was like, this girl crazy as fuck.
So he couldn't ghost me.
That was.
You would be like, yeah, I texted you.
That's the worst shit. Working with someone that you get involved with is the worst. There's no way out of it. If you get in an argument, you see their ugly face the next day, and then you know exactly what you're angry at, and you're just like, I hate this motherfucker. I'm about to quit. Like I gotta quit.
I'm not trying to see their face no more.
Like in the bathroom, like
Contemplating.
Like be like, is this bitch worth my money?
Do I turn in my letter now or do I wait?
I make $9.75 an hour. Fuck this, I'm quitting. We're seeing this ugly bitch. I'm out. Yeah, man, that's just the worst. I hated that. I've done that. I've worked with a couple of girls I used to date, and it was the worst, including Dolly.
Wow.
It was bad. It was bad. I'm not gonna lie. Working together and being in a relationship isn't
But
good.
look at him now, married with the kid.
I don't work with your ass no more.
Happy in love.
Happy in love.
Yeah, ugly. What's your next question?
Yeah. All right. If you guys could make a rule for a day and everyone had to follow it, what would that rule be?
Okay.
You have yours, babe?
Yeah.
You go first.
Every hour for 24 hours, you take a shot of your favorite drink, no matter what it is. It has to be alcohol, though. It has to be alcohol.
A shot. Every hour. You know how fucked
That's a rule going across the world. All you underage kids, it's your lucky day because you're taking shots.
I got a rule for everyone.
Oh, okay.
Not just cut off.
Oh, okay.
I would say that
that's hard.
if something comes to mind, you either act on it or you speak how you're feeling. So if you think, oh damn, I should talk to this person, you should text them. Or if someone comes up and says something, or if you're feeling some type of way, you gotta.
So it's pretty much like speak your mind. Like pretty much be honest about everything. That whole entire day, just like be completely honest.
Yeah.
Like you can't lie, kind of thing.
If you're feeling some type of way, let it out. If just
I got it
to the fullest extent. I don't know.
That's a good one. What?
Yeah, but when you're young at that like baby age, there has to be a point.
Babies
right?
can't do this rule no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. Understand. So they're out, right? Okay.
Okay, but like
to the point where you understand.
Okay, but being 12 years old, you know damn well.
Of course,
about
you understand.
Going on.
Yeah, of course, you understand. All right. I would do. You have to hug 5 strangers.
Coronavirus.
you got to keep 3 feet distance. They said no shaking hands, no other cordial greetings.
You gotta air hug bitches.
3 feet away.
3 feet away. Hey,
what up, baby?
I got you, bro.
Come here.
Come.
You gotta come up with like a handshake.
Let's say there's no fucking anything going around. It's just a normal fucking day, and I'm like, today you have to hug 5 strangers and learn one thing about them, and that's it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you guys more when you meet someone?
Yeah.
Like come to a party, meet someone. Are you more of a handshaker or a hugger?
I'm a hugger.
It depends. Obviously, duh. I hate. Well, girls can do both with both guys and girls. I'm not gonna hug a guy. Not that I'm homophobic or anything, but if I don't know you, I'm not gonna be like, give me a hug. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know you.
I guess that makes sense.
Maybe that person's uncomfortable hugging. Like, why am I gonna go in for a hug?
So, like,
girls are.
For me, it was a little bit weird when I had met all of Eric's family because, like, when you go to family parties, like, with them, you would go in and like you would just pretty much like shake everyone's hand. And for me, it's
females and males.
Because, female and males just shake their hand. And for me, it's different because I've never like I'm always like a hugger. Like, hey, like nice to meet you. Like I'm a hugger.
And I say that to people too when they reach out to you. I said, sorry, I'm more of a hugger, and I hug them.
Same, but like with Eric's family, when I had to meet them all, like they were like just all shaking my hand. It was just, I don't know, it was just different, like a different like atmosphere.
Yeah, see,
I think it's more welcoming to hug someone.
Of course it is.
And I would feel like I know I'm really bad at names anyways when you meet a lot of people and to remember someone's name, if I'm shaking your hand, I'm probably not going to. But if I hug you, I feel like it's more of a, okay, hello, Christina. Hello, whoever.
Yeah, no. If it's a guy, it's the first time I met you. Obviously, my close friends like Nate,
that
my
makes
brother,
sense,
and them, I hug them because I've been around them for almost fucking 4 or 5 years. Like, I know them. So it's like, oh, whatever, how you doing, man? And then, or it's like, guys, you do more of the, and then like, hit, and then that crazy little hug, and like, move on.
Or the pull in and the.
But the girls are always like a hug. And I remember the very first time it was a hot girl. I was in middle school.
Hot girl summer?
Hot girl summer. I was in middle school, and the first time a girl gives you a hug in that age, you immediately pop a boner. Like you feel titties. You feel titties against your chest. You've never grabbed a titty.
How big were her titties?
Pretty big, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, thinking back, I'm like, she has a pretty big boobs for like a high school or middle schooler. Goddamn. But anyway, you go in and you're like, oh my god, I just got a hug from a hot girl. And then they do the hug and the kiss. Boy,
I just got a kiss.
Literally, you jizz your pants you jizz your pants.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna kiss me today.
Literally.
She was so hot.
Literally, I feel like that's what kids nowadays do. That's what kids now, they Twitter. Hot girl kiss. Boner immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hashtag boner.
Right. Like, fuck. I don't know, but yeah, I would, yeah.
Right, so for guys, it's more of a shaking thing. Girls
shake and you hug a girl if she's okay. Usually I go for even a handshake unless the girl says I'm more of a hugger, and I'm like, okay, you're comfortable hugging a stranger.
Now, do you go in for like both arm hug or like one arm hug?
No, that's awkward. I do two.
I both arm.
I do two. One's like, I don't even want to hug you, so it's kind of, I hate that shit. You might as well just shake my hand at that point. Like, hey, how you doing?
I don't like when I give someone a hug and they pat my back, just like.
Yeah, that's a hey, buddy.
Like, please don't pat my back.
That's a manly thing. That's a manly thing. Hey, buddy. It's like, okay, we are never touching each other ever again.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
All right, so hey, what's up?
That's what that is. Exactly. Yep.
That's a handshake right the next time.
That's funny. All right, babe, what else you got?
All right. What is the first thing you guys do in the morning when you wake up?
Take a shit immediately, and then hop in the shower. And then hop in the shower. Gotta wash that ass.
Like, oh my god, I just died.
Not even. You wake up like 10 hours later. Shut up.
And it's still so there.
You better turn on the fan, boy.
The hot boy summer, boy.
Fan, close the door.
No, I immediately wake up, take a shit, hop in the shower, get ready for work. That's my routine every morning, except Saturday, Sunday when I'm off.
First thing I do is call Jigs to me.
Jigs is her cat. Jigs is her cat.
And then
Casey's
she's a cat mom.
Cat mom.
I'm a cat mom. Yeah. So I just Jigs, come here. And then he kind of looked at me for a little bit. I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta get ready.
And you can push him off.
And then I go take a shower.
That's funny.
I don't know, with me, like, I, like, especially now that, like, I'm a mom and, like, Evan sleeps with us, I'll, like, look at him. I'll, like, play with his little hair. I'm like, oh, because he sleeps with us sometimes. So, like, I'll just, like, look at him, like, my little baby. Like, I admire him. Well, Eric's always gone, so I would admire him, too. But
he wakes up in the morning, he looks at me, he goes, and I'm like, nope, go back to bed, bro.
He is so funny with the little shit that he does. He goes, he
like,
doesn't get his weight.
I'm like, don't start with me at like 7:30 in the morning. The fool's trying to play. I'm like, take your ass to sleep for your mom. Yeah, for your mom beats my ass for waking you up.
He like woke up and like he woke me up by putting his finger up my nose. I'm like, you're 1 year old, like mom, like putting his finger up my nose, and I wake up, he's like, ah. And he just like starts smiling. I'm like, oh my god, you're the cutest.
And that's like the best alarm clock I can assume,
right?
Just a big smile from a little baby, just
on the dot every day, same time.
Same time. Okay. Well.
What question we on? 5 right now?
We're on 6.
Okay.
6. All right. So, well, yeah, Vanessa's gonna be here, so but baby, you can do this as a girl. But whenever
You can do that. Okay.
What she just said?
Erica.
Question.
Call me Erica, ho.
This is Erica's question.
Oh, this is totally Erica.
So when
Do I sound so
when you look, Casey, for you first. When you look at a guy, what's the first thing that you notice?
Smile.
Smile.
I'm big on smiles, and to me, I don't know. It's very smiles are contagious, and if a guy has a nice smile, and I don't know, I love a smile on a guy.
Yeah. What about you, babe? Like when you look at a girl, like what's like the first thing that you notice?
I thought I was Erica.
Okay, I know. Erica. You can answer both. Erica, go first.
I look at their teeth. The teeth are fucked up. I don't fuck with the dude. Now I'm Eric. Yo, bitches got fucked up girl. I ain't fucking with them. My first thing I look as a guy is their teeth.
Yeah, I feel like
you can be the hottest fucking person in the world, but if you smile and your fucking teeth look like a cage, I ain't fucking with you. Your shit look like you. If you bite an apple and it looks like 12 people bit an apple, I ain't fucking with you.
I feel like a lot of people like go for like. I feel like teeth for. I feel like a lot of people things because you're like kissing them, like if you have to think about like you're gonna be kissing them like mouth.
Yeah.
And I feel like overall, I think the mouth is a very like disgusting.
Mouth are gross.
Huh?
Mouths are like disgusting. They're gross.
They're gross.
Everything goes in your mouth. Food. Drinks.
You know that with your mouth open,
chocha.
Wait, you know that it's a proven fact that you eat bugs. You eat a certain amount of bugs in your lifetime.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yo, that's wild that you eat spiders in the middle of your...
And you don't even know. I'd be like, damn, can I feel that spider crawling in my throat?
I'm like, is that a real thing? That's a real thing.
Yeah, a lot of
supposedly.
They're like, you probably eat like, I don't know, I guess 8.
I'm sleeping with the mask on. Fuck the coronavirus. I don't want no spider in my shit.
Hey, that spider's about to creep his way right here.
Buckling up at night. My ears.
About to suffocate yourself with the next mask.
Definitely the smile, I guess.
Everyone's first thing, I think.
First thing.
Yeah.
If not.
Teeth are a big thing. If
it's definitely a feature on their face that sticks out the most.
If you're missing teeth, you're shit out of luck, I guess. I hope no one's missing teeth.
Don't forget, brush them pearly whites every morning.
If I'm missing teeth, I better get some dentures or something because I'm not gonna just not have teeth.
Wait, Vanessa said that her favorite player on the Knights is
Theodore
because he's missing teeth. Hey, all of them motherfuckers missing teeth. Some of them have fake teeth, some of them don't.
Shit, that is hilarious.
Anyways, so the last question. What is one thing that's on your guys' bucket list, like that you want to do before you die? Like the main thing.
I'm very scared of it, but I want to do it because I've heard a lot of great. I want to skydive. But I want to skydive near an ocean. Yeah. Like I don't want to just dive in a desert. Like I want to go to like Hawaii or California or somewhere that has like a nice skydiving area and skydive.
Dude, we were gonna skydive in Hawaii, but the process just sucks.
Yeah, the process sucks.
It was
you have to wait all day with other people. And, like,
if you're first, you're waiting 3.5 hours till everyone hops off this fucking thing, and you're just like, dude, I'm not waiting 3.5 hours. Like, and I don't even know if you can just leave after you hop. Like, I don't know. They take you like across like the island to go like skydiving shit.
Shuttle all the way through, and like like where you jump, it was like an hour away from like our hotel. It was like on the other side of the island, and it was just like it takes up your whole day, and it's like, all right, am I really gonna have to?
Yeah, when you're on
here and wait,
depends on how many days you're there. If you can be like, okay, we're gonna dedicate a day to this, and if there's things around it that you can go and venture off and kind of explore, airport, then that would be.
There was really nothing around there.
Oh yeah, that'd be hard.
It was like an airport. It's like, where are you gonna go, kind of thing. But yeah, skydiving is something on my bucket list as well. I think it'd be really, really cool.
They might have to push me off that because I ain't jumping.
I like saw a video of this guy like going skydiving, and in the middle of him like jumping off, he had a seizure.
Whoa!
See, I'm afraid of heights, so I feel like I would have a heart attack.
Yeah, dude, he was having a seizure, and like the instructor like went and like pretty much the instructor like saved his
Got
life,
him
and,
up.
like got him, and,
Fire.
like opened up his parachute and stuff like that.
Tight.
But yeah, he like at a moment he like was literally having a seizure in midair.
That's wild.
That's crazy as fuck.
Wild.
Yeah.
I think on my bucket list, I think I would want to, before I die, just anything before I die. I don't know. I would want to see if, again, he makes it long enough, my son, to play a sport, like see a professional game. If he makes it to the pros, like watch one pro game, just one.
Yeah.
If I never get to see him ever again play anything like one, whatever the fuck he's pro at, if he is,
make him a left-handed baseball player.
Boy, that's like literally making a left-footed soccer player, because there's not many of them.
Mm-mm.
I'm left-footed, so he might be left-footed. So it's crazy. I'm like, that'd be on my bucket list if he was to make it. If not, it just in general, I don't know. Just I want to go to bucket list. Go to EDC when we're all 40, if it's still there.
I can't handle 3 days of EDC at the age of 40.
That'd be crazy.
But I'm here for it.
EDC, 40 years old, and we're like, everyone's going. We're all buying tickets at this age, which isn't far. If you think about it, it's literally like almost 11 years away.
I don't want to talk years like that because we're old.
We are getting old. Like, time's like flying. I feel like once you hit 21.
I should put on my bucket list, have a baby. Shit.
Babies are cool. Babies are funny. I'm not gonna lie. The first 3 months suck ass. They don't do nothing. They just lay there and shit and cry.
I feel like I like my son at this age right now that he is. Because,
he's funny.
He is funny. He is funny. You start seeing their personality.
Yes.
And just like today, like I was just sitting there and I was like doing my homework and I was like staring at him and like just like how kids' mind works and like what they're doing. Like he was just playing with his toys, but like I don't know, he just seemed grown, but didn't, you know? But something on my bucket list, I definitely would like to go to like one of those islands, like either the Maldives or like Bali, and like
Bora Bora,
or Bora Bora, and like stay in one of those like little cottages like in the middle of the ocean, and just like be away from like internet and everything, like literally
that
like,
is the best.
Just
I'd throw my phone in the ocean.
No,
Fuck
definitely. Like I if I go there, like I would not want to bring any of like
technology.
Like I would just want to spend time with like my significant other, my husband.
I don't think they have electronics there. You're in the middle of the fucking ocean. Where they putting electricity from?
No, I think they still do have.
There's no way there's TV when there's a cottage in the middle of the fucking. Where they're plugging the internet.
That's what a satellite is, bro.
I think
you gotta power up, TV. But you have to power up the TV.
But I feel like it
from
takes
where?
Away from like everything.
The experience.
You're not. I feel like seeing things through your own eyes and being able to get out of the whole phone thing and being consumed in your phone.
It's a different view.
You're enjoying everything around. You're taking everything in, and
it's a different view.
It is.
It's a different view.
Just like I think I saw like a hotel that was like underwater.
That would be dope.
Like where your bed is like underwater and you're like on top.
Like you could see the water.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So that would definitely be something on my bucket list. But
that's right.
Yeah.
It's wild.
If you go to Bali, you gotta go to the gates of heaven.
I've never.
No? Alright, I'm about to show you.
I'm about to show you.
But anyway, so that's all my questions for you guys.
All right.
I like those questions.
Yeah.
Those
I think
were
you're
good.
a better question master than this guy.
Yeah, I got some wild shit, but
he's a horn dog, always talking about some nasty stuff.
Hey,
he's like, I'm trying to get real deep today.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we can close this one down. Dolly, where can I find you at?
At Dolly Duh on Instagram and Twitter. Dolly_Duh.
Okay.
D-U-H.
Okay. And Miss Flyer Casey?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at me Casey.
At me Casey.
Okay. And then you can find the show, like always, on Vegas Kingdom Podcast. You can check us up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Apple Podcast, anything you can name it.
Have.
Whatever you have, we're on it. So check us out, subscribe, please follow us. Anything, like everything. Thank you guys so much. Keep passing the word on. Thank you guys so much for coming back. And Miss Casey, why don't you wrap it up for the day today?
All right, coming straight from North Las Vegas where the coronavirus is struck.
It has not struck yet, but
coronavirus
is here.
It's coming your way.
Love you guys.
Wash your hands. Hand sanitizer.
Dude.
Stay safe.
And save some toilet paper.
And some water too, because the bitch is thirsty.